I don't know why God decided to give me this topic today, guys, and I'm a bit, I don't know, unsure about what I'm about to talk about, but I'm just gonna share my perspective on it. This is no coaching of anybody today because yeah. Anyway, once I get into the topic, then you'll understand why I'm a bit petrified to talk about this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so guys, today I want to talk to you about, is it possible to have peace with the in-laws? I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified. Mm-mm. Yeah. Now we're really getting deep into this peace thing, guys. Okay, so I got married in 2013 into the Monameti family. Very excited. I was happy. My sisters in law, I love, can we just say in love? I love this term, sister in love, mother in love, right? At first, it's in law, but as you build a relationship, it starts becoming about love, right? So, but anyway, I got into this family. People loved me before we even got married. They knew me. They just, we were gelling, right? And then we started being family now, and I was so enthusiastic about being part of the family. I mean, I wanted in on everything that everybody was doing, right? I just didn't want to be left out. I just felt like, I'm the child as well in this family, and everything that they discuss, I need to be part of. I just wanted to be involved, right? And the more I got involved in everything, the more I just couldn't understand how things were done. You know, for me, when we are to organize an event at home, the first thing that we do, we call everybody, we sit around the table, we start discussing how it's gonna look like, and then who needs to do what, and then what contributions are required, and generally we'll just divide amongst everybody and we just do the work that needs to be done. So it's structure, it's order. That's how I roll, right? So I believe that there's meetings after meetings. I mean, even after the event, we sit around the table, all of us, and we start discussing what went wrong, what went right, what can we improve in the next event. That's how things happen in my own household, right? And then I get to the Manametis and we have the first event, and then nobody sits around the table, nobody discusses. I suppose they are discussing as siblings over the phone. But as for me, knowing my husband doesn't talk a lot, right? They will discuss things, and I'll be sitting there and I'll start asking, but the event is happening soon, but I haven't heard you saying anything. What's going on? And I find myself in limbo. But it seems like things are happening, but somebody will call and say, okay, I've brought this at home, I'm taking this home. Like everybody is just offering themselves to do something, right? For me, it felt like so much chaos because I just didn't understand that system. And when my husband would try to explain to me what they're doing, I'd be like, but why don't we all sit around the table so that we are all in the same picture about what needs to happen, right? I mean, we are all clued up, and when we leave the table, we all know our responsibilities, we all know the timelines that all these things need to happen. And my husband was just not entertaining me, and I would get so upset. Like, I mean, I would have such an attitude because I just didn't understand how people can plan a whole big event over the phone. And with no clear responsibilities given to each one. You just offer whatever you feel like offering. I'm like, how are we going to do this, right? But I got so frustrated. The second event came, I got so frustrated. But when I sat down and thought to myself, every time something happens at my in-laws, I go there with an attitude because things are just not going my way. You know, I feel like it is chaotic. But when I started thinking about it, I realized, you know what? The first event, I was confused, but the event happened and it was a success. The second event, in all that chaos that I see as chaos, the event happened. Everything that needed to be there was there. It was a success. I started realizing that the reason why I've got an attitude about the way they do things, it's because I want a whole family, now that I'm in the picture, to just change their systems and do what I want. We don't see it like that, right? I mean, when you think you are bringing in a valuable input because you want to show that, there's a difference that has happened in the family ever since you came in. But fact is, we are getting into these families and we try and change their systems. We want to control from the parents to the last born, to the nieces and nephews, and we just want to control everybody. And when our sisters-in-law, when our in-laws start pushing back, then we get upset. Then it's tension. I know there's some other things that make people fight, but most of us, at the core of what causes conflict between us and our in-laws, is the fact that we come in and we want to implement our own way of doing things in other people's families. So not only do you want to control your partner, but you just want to control the whole family. And when I realized that actually, even though things are not being done the way I'm used to them being done, things are still getting done. I gave myself an opportunity to really study how they do things. And when I backed up, when I gave them space to breathe, when I left them to do things, to run things the way they do them, I realized that although their system is different from my own family system, actually the system still works. I realized that, I always had an attitude towards how things were planned because I wanted to impose my own order and structure and beliefs on the whole family. But when I let go of control, when I started learning how they do things, when I started getting involved in that sense, learning who is in control, who controls what, who has a bigger say in this part of things, then I started having peace because I realized that although the system is not the same as mine, but their system is there and it works. So I just wanted to find out, why exactly are you fighting with your in-laws? Could it be that there are some certain beliefs that you've brought to the family and now you are expecting that family to listen and do as you say? Could it be that the reason why you've got such an attitude, or the reason why that you are upset so much, it's because you're trying to impose your beliefs on this whole family? I believe that with any relationship, before you start pointing fingers at your sisters-in-law, at your mother-in-law, you need to really take a good look at yourself, at the attitude that you're bringing to this family. Did you bring an attitude of learning, or did you come into this institution called this family and you just wanted to turn around things? I mean, even in business, as a CEO comes in, they firstly understand understand the challenges that are in the company before they implement new strategies to sort these challenges. No manager comes into the department with solutions without firstly studying the department, right? So most of us come into families and we believe that we've got working strategies and we want to implement them in these families. We want to tell them that, you know what, Jesus is Lord, and if you don't serve Jesus, you are demonic, right? Because now, when you don't believe in these madlozi things, now you are coming into this family and you are telling them how demonic they are, and you expect them to accept that, right? Maybe that flied with your flu. That's flu, ne? English. Maybe it flew with your partner, right? To tell them this is demonic, but you cannot expect to try and control people in their own home and still have peace. So, my 2 cents worth in this whole thing, you know what? Let go of control. After all, let go of trying to impose your beliefs and your systems on this family. You are just but one person after all. And they have been doing things without you being in the picture. And whether you think how they do things is not effective, that is not up to you to judge, right? It is their system and it's working for them. All you need to do as a person coming from outside, you are being welcomed into this family. You are not welcoming them into your family. So you need to learn their systems and apply them where all of you have to interact, right? You can introduce those new laws and beliefs in your own house with your own husband and your own kids. But when you start gathering around with the in-laws or in-loves, depending on what stage of the relationship you are, then you'll realize that actually peace with the in-laws is possible. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified.